Hello, everybody. I know, I said we were taking a break until January, but something's come up. Firefox is now available on the repos. No more running a nightly distribution and, doing funny things to install it. You can just go to Haiku Depot and install it. Except if you're going to look for Firefox, you might struggle because it's not called that. It's called Iceweasel. Now, I've had to look at this. I don't know how they arrived at this conclusion, but Iceweasel was in fact a name that was used for Debian's own version of Firefox until they settled with Mozilla, and now everybody's friends again. Okay, so that name has now been revived for Haiku. If you're going to look for it in the Haiku Depot app, then it's Iceweasel, capital I, lowercase w. But if you're going to install it from the command line, then you have to look for Iceweasel _bin, all lower. I hate it when they do that, but that's the way it is. Okay, so I've got it running. I've updated to the latest version of the Wayland server as well. Let's see how it does. All right, so you may remember episode 78 when we ran some benchmarks. And after that, we saw which of the browsers could be used to run YouTube videos. Let's see how it does. Browser wars continue. Okay. For some reason, it's considered very important to run benchmarks. Now, of course, benchmarks between browsers are going to vary with, what machine you're running them on, what your download speed is. So I found this one here okay, so you can see there's a little irritating black and white square around the mouse pointer. Also, it's a bit slow to react to mouse clicks, but that can only improve. And in the meantime, this will run YouTube videos on Haiku, and it runs a lot faster on my bare silicon i7 machine than in this very slow virtual machine. But hey, you can see it runs. Okay, so let's have a look at that same benchmark that we used for the other browsers. You remember the winner there was Otter with 100% pass. Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise winner. So let's see the ACID 3 tests. Of course, I already know because I've run it already. And we got a 97, which, if I remember correctly, is the same that we got on Falcon and Double at the time. So that's pretty good, and they're still working on it. Okay, I'll be honest with you, I think they jumped the gun a little bit. They were under a lot of pressure to release something, and so they did. Yeah, I think it could have used a little bit more TLC, but okay, doesn't matter. We've got Firefox, Iceweasel, and I'll repeat what I said earlier. See how far you can get with Web Positive, because that is our native browser. That is the one we can fix easily if there's something wrong with it. Well, not easily, but you know, you can complain to Polkomandy and hopefully he'll pay attention. Whereas with this, it has to be fixed locally, and then the things have to be sent upstream to Mozilla, and maybe they'll incorporate it and maybe they won't. And in the meantime, our version is not entirely, so that's going to take a little bit more time. But yeah, good news is Firefox has now joined the ranks of very welcome major ported apps. You know, so we've got GIMP, we've got LibreOffice, we've got Inkscape, and we have Firefox / Iceweasel. Okay, so that's it for this surprise edition of Inside Haiku Apps. And there have been more apps released lately. I know, because I'm in charge of the featured apps list, and I try to update it weekly. But those tend to be fairly technical, and we can look at them in January. So, happy browsing!